Hey, John Hardison here with you from Studio 113 and Epic Academy at East Hall High School in Gainesville, Georgia. Just want to take a little bit of time here to show you some apps that are on my phone and ask you what's on your phone. Okay, so as we're looking at this first screen, I'm sure you see a lot of apps that are very similar to what you have on your home screen. I do want to draw attention to the Remind 101 app, or what is now called Remind app. And I will be using that in the future to communicate efficiently and effectively with my students and parents. And then Twitter is the one that I would not be without. Twitter has taught me so much, and anybody who knows about Twitter and is following EdChat, EdTech, and maybe IngChat, whatever it may be that you need to follow, you're seeing that it basically is a virtual hallway of brilliant teachers. So Twitter will always be on my smartphone. As I go to this page right here, this is where some of my apps start. The Duolingo app is the app that I use to hopefully learn Spanish and maybe later some other languages. I'm not as disciplined as I should be right now, but I know that I have used Duolingo several times and I do like that. I leave it on here to motivate me to do some more work in trying to learn another language. Let's look at Lumify, SnapGuide, and Puppet. Lumify is an app that allows you to narrate over video and then share what you are narrating, and then SnapGuide allows you to create picture tutorials, and you can edit on top of those pictures. And a lot of people are doing how-to tutorials with SnapGuide. Puppet also allows you to share photos, and you can edit on top of those. You may even be able to narrate on top of those. You'll have to excuse me, it's been a while since I've used Puppet, but I did look at all three of these for a blog post on gettingsmart.com that will further elaborate on how good these are. But these allow students to do their homework from anywhere, and of course these are just the three I highlighted that particular time. Let's go here to augmented reality. This is Juneo and Aurasma, and being honest with you, I just know of the capabilities of Aurasma to use augmented reality in the classroom. However, I have not used it myself. I just know what I know from reading so many cool blogs from awesome teachers out there. Juneo app I have used just experimentally, and I have held it up as I'm shopping at a particular mall and will see some of the advertisements floating directly above the entrances to those stores within that mall. And one time I remember being involved in a Twitter chat, and I just held up Juneo app, my smartphone, and kind of circled around my house just right where I was standing, and I could see all the tweets and how far off these people were who were tweeting. How that can be used in the classroom, I'm not quite sure yet, but I do know that augmented reality is here to stay. Everybody knows about the Evernote app. I do need to add some accessory apps that are in the Evernote family, but I use Evernote very simply by taking pictures and posting them to a folder that's stored in the cloud, and then of course I can create notes and store them in the cloud also. I look forward to having students this year take pictures and share notes by emailing to my Evernote so that we can store all of our notes in a collective folder. Gadgets, very simple. I use Dice and Pick a Student to help me randomly select students and teams as I'm going through interactive structures. Rimshot I use for sound effects. It's more of a prop app. And then Zippo Lighter is also a prop app, and I use that just when we're doing some acting in class or for whatever reasons we're doing. So 4 cool apps to help you with some of your activities in class. Google, this is the big one for me. All of these here I love and use. Google Plus is one that I probably need to use more, but that's kind of Google's answer to Twitter. Since I'm heavily involved in Twitter, I don't use Google Plus enough. But please take note of Hangouts. I have done a Google Hangout from my smartphone on 4G service before. It worked just fine. Google Drive and Google Docs and Google Sheets I use to edit and store documents and even share documents in my Google Drive. And I'm sure you know about the rest of these: Google Earth, Google Maps, and even Google Translate. my iMovie apps and the accessory apps that go with that and help me put in special effects. My language apps, Dictionary, Thesaurus, Dragon Dictation. If you don't know about Dragon Dictation, take a look at that. Dragon Dictation allows you to speak into your phone, and then it will type out what you have just said. All you got to do is then copy and paste, and you can paste whatever you have just said or dictated into another app. Very, very simple. Take a look. It also is free. This math keyboard is simply so I can use characters relating to math when we're doing back channels or anything like that. Yes, I'm an English language arts teacher, but many times in these professional learning sessions or conferences, I want to be able to show math teachers how they can edit this also. Alright, and excuse my text message from my son telling me where a band meeting is, but that's just how it goes when doing a tutorial screencasting. This right here is my music section, my music category, and it says audio copy, Songify, SoundCloud, and Spotify. Audio copy and SoundCloud are the two that you really want to know about here. Now I'm on iOS or an iPhone, and so audio copy is the app that I would use to upload my sounds or my recording, maybe even my song, to SoundCloud. When SoundCloud updated its app, it took away the option to record on only the iOS devices. Therefore, I go to audio copy, quickly post it to SoundCloud, and then I can go in SoundCloud and actually see and hear what it is that I have used. Sometimes I'll even grab that link, and then I can later on my computer and with a printer make a QR code to kind of post some of our songs that our students create as they type them out, and as they print out that QR code and hang them on the wall. We actually have what we call a gallery walk, where students go around, scan QR codes, read the poems or the songs that are right below the QR codes. It's a very cool project. Take a look if you want. You can find it on gettingsmart.com. I believe one of those is called SoundCloud plus QR codes equals a gallery of student voices. The other one I believe is QR code and a mic or microphone. Songify allows you to quickly make a song. You just speak into it and then it jazzes it up. Very quick app. And then Spotify is how I'm listening to a lot of my music now. Two news apps, Flipboard and then USA Today. Love USA Today. Flipboard's also cool. Here are some photography apps. Enigma is what I'm using, as well as RL Classic to scan QR codes. Of course, you know about Instagram. And then PhotoGrid, haven't used it too much, but if I remember correctly, it makes collages out of your pictures. And then Socrative. If you don't know about Socrative, you got to take a look. And Socrative is now owned by Mastery Connect. Here are the student and teacher apps that quickly take me to my account. So take a look at Socrative. Very, very cool. TED and RSA, I cannot actually tell you where I would be without TED.com. I love it. If I could, I would listen to videos all day long and try to learn. TED.com is the best. Here are my video apps. And VidRhythm, Vavoom, and maybe JumpCam. I'm trying to remember. But those three I have used at some point. I'm struggling to remember the differences with them, but I have obviously kept them because they are noteworthy. VidRhythm should create very, very quick videos. And then I know ProShow is one a colleague showed me. In ProShow, you can quickly take pictures. It will mash it up into a very cool slideshow with transitions, and you can put background music on there. VoiceThread is a must. You have to use VoiceThread. If you're not, go take a look at it now online and see the possibilities of making your audience very, very much larger for all of your students. YouTube and the Capture app. The Capture app will help me upload my videos to my YouTube account. And then our county uses Microsoft Link, and so I have that as a video conference option on my smartphone. Of course, I also use Google Hangouts and Skype. Coach's Eye, take a look at that, Coaches. I did pay for this particular one, but you can actually take a video of, say, my daughter who's pitching, and then I can slow that down and I can draw on top of that video to show her and teach her some things she needs to work on with her mechanics. Bear with me, we're almost done. As you can see, I have Pinterest, and you should know about the implications with Pinterest and how cool it is for education. I should be doing it more, but I do use Twitter and Pinterest sparingly, and there are a number of educational resources on Pinterest. Podcast Symbaloo for bookmarking your favorite apps and websites. If you get a chance, go to my webpage, Studio 113, for Hall County Schools. You actually will be going to East Hall High School and then find John Hardison. The webpage will say Studio 113. Go to the Creative Gallery there, and you'll see my Symbaloo web mixes, maybe 100 or more apps and resources. Tripline is a way to quickly log in wherever you are, and I use this in conjunction with Dragon Dictation on a field trip with my daughter and my son. We went to the Georgia Aquarium, and we used Dragon Dictation to speak into our phone, quickly copy and paste the text that it produced, and then check in at various points along our trip or on our way to the Georgia Aquarium. Tripline helped produce a map with text in between that. So using Dragon Dictation and Tripline could turn your field trips into educational experiences. Voxer I heard at ISTE simply because they say that it basically turns your phone in to a walkie-talkie. I got 2 or 3 friends added to that. I tested it out with them, and it worked awesomely. I'll be using it a bit more. Excuse me. Widbook is a website there where you can build your own ebooks. If you'll take a look at the Widbook blog that I wrote for gettingsmart.com, you'll see where our students in American Lit analyzed something from a Washington Irving short story. They then acted it out and uploaded that video to YouTube and took a picture for their cover or for the cover of their particular chapter, and they also added resources and links. So Widbook can be very cool if you repurpose it for education. Our students added about 100 pages that were also equipped with videos that were showing the acting of their particular assigned section. So very cool. Zia, or Zia, don't even know if I'm saying it correctly, is an app that was recommended to me. I probably should have deleted it, but for some reason I left it here, so I need to go back and take a look. It's some type of music creation app, I was told. But again, since it's on here, I wanted to mention it, and may or may not take it down later once I investigate it a bit more. My apps change quite a bit as I find new ones, but I try to leave the ones that are tried and true, and so far I do have those in there. Now these are just apps that I keep on my phone. That doesn't mean that I do not use a bunch of websites, and of course I do. I use a ton of websites, many of which do not correspond to apps on my phone. Hey, I hope this has been helpful, and please share with me what's on your smartphone. Thanks.